This is, I believe, episode or issue 7, I should say. I'll get it right one week. This is issue 7 of Golden Heroes. Tonight we are playing Legacy of Eagles, and I believe it is Legacy of Eagles part 4-ish. I can always edit that out.
Yes, I think 4. 4 sounds right.
So welcome. So I will recap a little. I've diligently re-listened to the recording, which I posted. All of the outstanding episodes were posted on YouTube yesterday. So I've been back and listened to last time, as it has been a few weeks since we've been together. So just to remind everyone, so we have in the room, obviously, we have our cast of characters. So we of course have Captain Sonar, we have Anorin, we have Faye Strike. And of course, last but not least, we have Hyde. And our heroes, if you recall, last session had hijacked the submarine without too much resistance, if truth be told, that had been left by the supervillain Overlord to transport his prisoner Protector to the former base of the super team known as the Eagles. Not the band, but a famous super team from the 1960s who had disappeared in mysterious circumstances, and it appears that Overlord had found their undersea base, and Protector was going to be abducted for purposes unknown, but presumably to assist in unlocking the secrets of the Eagle's Nest. And you got on board the submarine. You were transported to the base with the assistance of the crew, if you recall, had been quite cooperative. As it turned out, they'd just been hired to pilot the ship. And you boarded the base, the Eagle's Base, or Eagle's Nest as it's called, which consisted of a number of undersea domes connected by walkways. And the submarine docked in the submarine pen, and you boarded the base. You'd found a base that was obviously impressive for its time, as I say, the early 1960s. And you had basically realised that Overlord was sequestered in the command dome of the base, along with a number of shock troopers and some other characters. Specifically, there was the small chap in the jar who we've discovered is called Micron. There was a civilian woman called Jenny who was being held hostage as well. And there were also a couple of superpowered enforcers with Overlord. So one was Quagmire, who was the kind of walking muck pile. And then there was the stretchy dude called Worm. And then, as I say, there was a number of shock troopers. And so you'd infiltrated with invisibility, I believe, into the control room. You'd sent some of the guards off on a wild goose chase with a faked fire alarm, as I recall.
Yep.
And once inside, you'd realise that that Micron was also once a member of the Eagles, had been captured to basically again lead Overlord to the base. So you joined battle with this group. So basically, where we left it last time was that Kevin, so Anorim was you were in your dragon form, and you were basically sort of grappling with Overlord. It turned out Overlord's armor was pretty strong, so you were kind of grappling with him, and you'd hit him with a stunner, and he punched you, and that had all been going on. Also, Face Strike had also attacked Overlord with claws, and between you managed to be doing some damage to the guy. His mustache wasn't looking quite so cool by the end of it. Meanwhile, it wasn't looking that cool to begin with, to be fair. Also, meanwhile, Hyde, if you remember, had attacked Quagmire, who was the walking muck pile, and you'd, if I recall, Hyde had grabbed a fire extinguisher and had sprayed. Because basically you'd punched or you'd hit Quagmire with your cricket bat, which has proved to be effective in the past, and the bat basically went through him, essentially hadn't affected him. So what you'd done was you'd sprayed him with foam from a fire extinguisher. Also, you'd also managed to free Micron from his containment. You'd released him. He'd kind of attacked Overlord in a frenzy, but it'd been pretty futile because if you recall, he was sort of pounding on Overlord, but Overlord's armor and that was protecting him. Meanwhile, Jenny had then gone off to grab a weapon of some sort, and you'd also taken out some of the shock troopers as well. They were quite easy to get rid of. Captain Sonar had realised that a good way of dealing potentially with Quagmire would be to use the frost cannon that you have, because now that he's now got this layer of foam all over him. The thinking was that you could try and freeze Quagmire with the or freeze the coating, shall we say, with the freeze gun, and then get Jenny or somebody to shoot at him with a weapon, see whether you could actually shatter him and do some damage that way. So I think then, and also while that had been going on, there'd been some wild shots going off around with some of the shock troopers, and you'd recalled you'd started hearing ominous noises from the base, as if machinery somewhere was being activated in response to consoles being blown up. Although at the moment you're all kind of engaged in combat. So does that sound pretty much where we were?
Yep. I don't remember the machinery starting up, but other than that, I remember the rest.
Okay. So what we'll do is we will jump over to. I'm going to jump back into the VTT. Just bear with me.
Yeah. So will I. Have you got a link up, Steve?
It should be. If you bear with me, I'll pop it into. I'll pop it into Discord. Bear with me.
It's at the bottom of his Grinder account. If you just look, if you go down.
Yeah, that's right. It's always at the bottom of my Grinder account. Yeah.
Oh, I never get to the bottom.
Oh dear.
But
Hold on a second. Okay, so I'll put it into the just put it in the disc in the general text channel. Hopefully that should get you there.
Steve.
Okay, and I'll go back in myself. I just need to launch it again, and then okay. Oh, it's already in use apparently. Right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to move us back over. So I'm going to pop us back onto the map. So just let me know. So I just think Kerrin, are you there? Yeah, or
I'm coming, and I am there. Drag an image as background or click to skip. I think I'm in the wrong place.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Let me try a different link. Let me scroll up and try one of the older links.
There is a link up the top there.
It's
the link on this has been doing
exactly
some
the same. That is the link.
Right. Okay, well,
there you go. You're in. Cool. Okay, so there's where we are. And so just to quickly run around the table. So we've got Overlord is in contact with Anorin. I'll move Anorin up the front a bit. I'm just not quite sure why you're behind, but
I went behind because
you did. You were behind him.
I was invisible.
Yeah, that's right. You tried to push him over, and he was too strong, wasn't
he? Yeah, because you've been out.
Yeah. I play playground games with him.
So then you've got Micro on there, who's futilely pounding on him. Meanwhile, Hyde is with Quagmire, which is there. Anorin is over here. Phase Strike was also attacking Overlord. Captain Sonar was holding back, I think, in preparation to hit him with the frost cannon. And then again, these were the three. Over to the right there, you've got the three doofuses who you managed to send out with the fire alarm.
Didn't Jenny pick up a gun?
Yeah, so Jenny's basically retrieved a weapon from one of the troopers, because again there was originally I think 8 troopers. You've taken out a few of them, so she basically picks up a weapon because again she obviously doesn't strike you as the sort who likes being helpless, so she'd gone and found a weapon. So I think that's kind of where we are now. You're aware of the existence of Worm, but he's not there at the moment, and also there's another shock trooper who again doesn't come into play yet, and there's obviously a guy up here. I think he was just basically randomly shooting at you, I seem to recall. He was actually he's the guy who keeps missing. That's right. He's the guy who kept missing and kept hitting the control panel, which is what would kicked off the machinery. So right. So I think what we'll do is we'll just go straight into a round. Has anyone got anything they want to highlight or bring up before we just get started? Because I think we'll just crack on.
Nope.
Everyone okay with where we are and what we're doing?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yep.
Okay. Right. So what I'll do then is if I can get one of you just roll me a d10, please, for initiative. Just doesn't matter who it is. It's the first one to get to it. Anybody? There you go. Nice.
8.
Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to do the same. So I roll. I
Not
got
making
a
the drink.
10.
I thought someone else would.
No, I got a 1. Okay, right. So the good news is you get all of your 4 frames to act. So remember, Golden Hero is an initiative. It depends on the number of. The difference tells you how many frames you get. Remember, in each turn, again, I'll do a little bit of a reminder because it's been a while. So remember, in each turn, you get 4 frames. In a frame, you can move your full movement distance. So you can potentially move 4 times your move distance that's on your character sheet. You can also obviously you can take actions in each frame. So most superpowers will take you 2 frames to use. Hand-to-hand attack takes 1. But basically, because you've done so well there, you've got all of your frames. Now you don't have to use them all in advance. You can hold them if you wish to. So you don't. You can take some and hold them. But the bottom line is, you've got the jump on all of them. So you're going to all act first. And what we do is we go in round of dexterity. So Captain Sonar, you, I believe, are the first to act because your dexterity is the highest. So over to you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna whip out my frost cannon and shoot Quagmire, and I'm gonna shout, "Chill out, dude!" and blast him.
Okay, I'm giving you a bonus whatever for that because, yeah, chill out, great, love it. So
You can hear a dragon going, "Fuck's sake!"
No, because this is 1984, so the dragon wouldn't be swearing. But right, fine. So here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to have a little look at the frost cannon. So the frost cannon basically is a weapon class 2 attack. So you're going to basically need. So Quagmire is he is unaware of you because obviously you are kind of he's basically fighting Hyde predominantly at the moment. Okay. So that gives you some advantage because again you're going to get the drop on him a little bit. He's not aware of you. So he's got a weapon class 2. So his defense class is DC 12. Okay. Interesting. So just bear with me a moment while I just decide what that's going to do for you. So we said it's a weapon class 2. No, weapon class 3. And he is a DC 12. Oh, okay. So you've only got a roll at a 3 or better as a native roll. And because he's unaware, that gives you a plus. So you've got to basically roll a 1 or better to hit him, first of all. So if you want to just roll that, so remember it's a D20.
Hey.
Right, fine. So, no problem. So you again with your perfect little line of dialogue there. You level the frost cannon at him, and this thing fires out a kind of a rippling bluish beam. And those of you, Phase Strike and Hyde, you can sort of feel the temperature drop as this cannon crackles into life, and the beam strikes him. Now, so this weapon does. It does damage, which is 25d6. Now, what I'm going to say here, though, is so he has no opportunity to evade it because he's not aware of it coming. And as we know, the creature doesn't normally suffer hits to coma damage because of his form. Now, because, however, he's covered in this coating, and you basically strike him and you freeze the coating, and you can see this the foam immediately hardens around him. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to get you, so because normally the frost cannon does 25d6 over 5 rounds, any weapon in any energy strike in Golden Heroes, the maximum it can do in 1 round, I believe Kevin will correct me, is 10d6.
Yes.
And that has to be split between hits to kill and hits to coma. So the first thing is, Jason, you can decide. I think there has to be 2 dice difference. So in other words, you could do 8 hits to coma and 2 hits to kill, or you could do 8 hits to kill, 2 hits to coma. But the point is, you can never do. It can't all be one of one type. Now, because you've frozen him, the first thing that's going to happen is he's going to take. I'm going to rule that he's going to take hits to coma damage as normal, because essentially you've provided something for the energy beam to effect, if that makes sense. So if you want to tell me, first of all, how do you want to split that damage? Do you want to hit him with hits to coma or hits to kill? So if we do 8, do you want to do what, 8d6 hits to coma and 2 hits to kill? Does that seem right?
If we can do that, yeah.
Totally. So if you want to give me 8, just give me 8d6.
All right, everyone get your
I'll
math
try and
hat
count them up as I go.
on. 16. There you go. Nice and simple math.
16 points of damage. Okay. So the first thing is he's going to take. I'm going to rule that he takes that. He takes that normally. Which, so if you give me 2 dice for the hits to kill as well. So that's 9. Brilliant. Right. So he's not going to apply his dividers to that, because normally he has a damage divider. But again, because you've kind of robbed his form of his imperviousness. Is that a word? He's essentially not going to have any defense against this, because the damage is being transmitted through the cold and through this kind of hard shell you've put over him. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to roll. Can you roll me a d20? Just bear with me 1 second. I need to check one thing. Because I'm also going to give you an opportunity that a critical hit, if you make a critical hit, which I believe, Kevin's a 20, right? Is that right, or is it a 1? I can't. It's a 1. It's a 20, isn't it?
20, yes, 20.
Okay. So if you roll a d20.
Roll a 14.
What did you get? 14.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to say is every round he takes damage, every round you attack him, you can roll an extra d20, and if you roll a d20, then he will basically shatter. So
awesome.
Again, so for now he's going to keep taking damage, and you can keep attacking him, and also Hyde, you can also attack, because now he's got this coating on him. And then, as I say, every round one of you attacks him, you're going to roll a dice, and if you roll a 20, he's going to just shatter, essentially. Okay. Now, can you also do me a favor, Jason? Can you roll me a d6? Just give me a d6.
6.
Okay. So the good news is it's going to take 6 rounds for that armor coat, for that ice coating to completely dissipate. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
So what that means is, for 6 rounds, this ice is going to stay on him. Now, it's going to lose potency every round. I'm going to take a bit off every round, just because it's obviously, as you attack it, you're going to be knocking bits off it. But the point is, after 6 rounds, he will be back to normal. But for this next 6 rounds, you're going to be able to do some damage to him. So that's round number 1. Great. So you can now, if you want, you can hit him again. So you can shoot him again, because again, the energy attack is going to take an action, which is 2 frames, but you've got 4 frames in which to act. So if you can either hold 2 of those frames back in case you want to do something else, or you can just shoot him again. It's up to you.
Let's go and shoot him again.
Cool. Fine. So again, if you remember, you've got to roll a 1 or better to hit him on a d20.
Oh, it's a difficult one.
Perfect.
Oh, there we go.
So again, do you want to split the damage the same way, or do you want to push more into hits to kill?
Let's do 8 and 2 again.
Fine. So if you want to hit me with that.
Okay. What is it? D6.
Yep.
21.
21. So that's the hits to coma. So that's excellent. Okay. And then if you roll me 2d6 for his hits to kill as well.
4.
Perfect. Okay. Excellent. Right. Lovely. Okay. Perfect. So you've basically hit him twice with this energy cannon, and this is clearly having an effect on him. He doesn't really have a humanoid face, but you can see that this is hurting him, and he actually turns towards the source of this beam. He's actually ignoring you, Hyde. So when it's your chance to go, you'll get a bonus as well because he's not paying any attention to you because he's being hit by this beam. So that's where this is hurting him. He's not used to that. So okay. So right. So Captain Sonar. So you're good. Next up, we've got Phase Strike to act. So Phase Strike. You can decide what you want to do here. You've got a few options. Obviously, you can.
I was going to take a couple of steps back, whip my bow off my back, and then aim at Frozen Guy.
Let's do that. Perfect. Okay. So if you take, let's say you take a frame to move. So your movement. I'm just bringing up your character sheet. Actually, just bear with me. Have you got your character sheet in front of you?
I have. Yeah.
Just bear with me a
Looking at
sec.
it, see the movement.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring up.
I've gone blind. I've gone blind.
It's okay. I've got it.
Movement.
So
6 meters.
your movement is 6 meters. So basically, you can on the map if you want to just move her back a couple of squares. I mean, it's again. So each square is 2 meters. But yeah, it doesn't have to be 6. But the point is, you take one frame. Allows you to move back. So you move back, as you say, take a couple of steps back, and then your bow attack is it's a weapon class 4. So that means it's going to be quite easy for you to hit him because his DC is always 12.
Mhm.
So weapon class 4. Yeah. So again, you've got to roll you've got to roll 2 or better to hit him, and it's going to be a 1 because again, he's not really focused on you. He's focused on Captain Sonar. So
Yep.
as long as you don't roll a 1, then you will hit him. So that's perfect.
I rolled a 3. So
And what you can do now is your damage for him. So again, your bow does 1d6 plus 3 hits to coma and 2d6 plus 3 hits to kill. So
okay, so should we do coma first?
Yeah. So just roll 1d6 and add 3 to it.
9.
Okay, and then you add another 5 to that because you get a plus 5 bonus. That's 14.
14.
Right. Okay, and then if you want to then roll your hits to kill for me as well.
Was it 2d6 for this?
Sorry, I got that the wrong way around, didn't I? You said 1d6 for hits to kill. So that's 1d6 hits to kill. So sorry, that's 14 hits to kill. And then your hits to coma is 2d6 plus 3.
Oh, okay.
So roll 2d6 for that. Give me the total.
7.
Okay, and then plus another 5 is 12. Okay, perfect. Right. Okay. So you basically loose an arrow and it goes straight into him. Now, Hyde, you notice. So he's now he doesn't look good now. You can see that some of the ice is breaking off of his skin, but his body's like undulating, and he seems to be struggling to keep his form together. But I'm going to come back to you in a second because Anorin, you are next to act. So you are currently engaged. You're currently fighting with Overlord. You're in.
Yep.
You're kind of in hand-to-hand combat. You're sort of grappling with him. So what would you like to do?
I believe that due to the atmospheric pressure of the base being underwater, that Overlord hasn't quite calculated his suit's defences, and therefore on his neck there is a small leak there.
Is this your probability manipulation coming?
This is my probability to be unconscious. There's just a small leak that I've noticed that I'm going to pump my fire into and burn him from the inside out. However, that's a 39% chance of that being. So I'm going to hit the.
Give me a D100 roll. So if you roll 39 or less, then that will be acceptable. So I guess 55. Oh, not quite. However, you can obviously because that power. Obviously, the use of that power is 2 frames, but you can do the same again. You can try it again, or you can have a pop at him anyway, and then try it again next round if you want. It's up to you.
Yes, I am.
I believe, and I'm. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure. Am I not right that superpowers basically take 2 frames, right? So, so superpowers always take 2 frames. So fine. So okay, so you've done that. So you've got 2 frames left. So it's up to you. Obviously, you can use that if you wish again. However, if you do discover that weak link, you'll still have to wait until the next turn to be able to actually attack him. So it's up to you, or you can have a pop at him. Because once you've discovered it, then I'll let you then exploit it on the following round to attack him.
So
or
I'm
you
going to look the other side of his neck because I
Right.
clearly got it wrong. The
Okay.
leak in his suit, the chink in his armor is the other side.
Perfect. Right. Well, hit me.
Oh, fucking isn't.
Bloody, it certainly isn't. Okay. Right. So you've used up your frames. But again,
Nice.
you
Shit
can have
dice.
you can have a crack. The good thing is you're still grappling with him anyway. You're not. You're kind of fighting with him. Right, Hyde. Over to you. So you, as I say, you noticed that our mate Quagmire was not looking too happy at this point. So it's really up to what would you like to do?
Well, so yes, I hit him with my bat, and I noticed that it didn't really do much because he's got a almost fluidic form, which is why I sprayed him with the fire extinguisher. But the thought has occurred to me that as he has a fluidic form, can I find like one of those big chunky power cables that I can use my bat to pry off and then maybe give him a zap? If there's a
100%
console
you can.
nearby with one of those really
in
fat cable that takes like 2 hands to hold on to.
In fact, luckily for you, well, not luckily for you, because it's comic books. So if you recall, this dude here, if I can never remember how to make the little pointer work, but anyway, it's this guy up here, right? This guy here. If you recall, he was shooting into you lot. He was shooting at you lot, but he seems to be singularly unable to hit anything. He managed to actually hit consoles. So by chance or otherwise, because he's ploughed bullets into one of the consoles, then there are in fact cables hanging down from the bottom of the console. So I'll allow you can use one frame to kind of reach over and grab one of these cables. And you can hit him with it, because again, the guy's already shot the console, broken it to pieces. So there's all sorts of cables, and there's the console is sparking anyway. This
my guy slowed down because of the extinguisher.
And don't forget, you also have super speed.
Oh, so I do. Yeah.
So I'm quite happy for you to use. Let's say it takes you. You can use 2 frames. Will get you, because the console's right there. But let's say it takes you. You've got a kind of, super speed to take the bit you want and get it to him.
Yeah.
But to the naked eye, it happens very quickly. So that give you an opportunity then to zap him. So yeah, you grab it, and you obviously are careful to grab the insulation, not the live end of it. But
I just want to clarify that this it's thick. It's like arm thick.
Chunky
cable,
it's
right?
chunky
It's not a piddly little.
No. This is a chunky cable. This is the 1960s technology,
That's
right?
it.
So
That's it.
This
The
thing
visual
this thing's built to last, right? It's,
elephant trunk sized.
Elephant trunk. There you go. It's getting bigger by the second. No, it's fine. Yeah, it can be as chunky as you like. But I know
I don't know what the voltage running through it is, but it's thick.
And also it's got to be going.
That's it. Yeah. See the blue sparks coming off it. That's it.
Absolutely. So you kind of look around. You use your again, your super speed kicks in. You kind of zip across to the console. And again, the console's it's only a couple of feet away, so you're not really moving that far. It's more about you having the time to then pull this thing out and get it. And as mentioned, Quagmire is looking disdainfully at Captain Sonar, who's just pumped 2 shots into him with the energy cannon, and also over in the direction of his head's kind of dipping between Captain Sonar and Faye Strike, because again, she's also hit him with an arrow. So he's distracted. So all you're going to have to do, and all you're going to have to do is basically roll a 1 or better to hit him, because as mentioned, he acts as if because he's like a kind of an immovable object. He's not going to be evading you. So as long as you don't roll a 1, which is a critical miss, then I will rule that you've hit him. So if you want to
20, Steve,
go for it. Yeah, just roll a d20. That's it. Perfect. Right. So you grab the cable and you stick, and sure enough, this thing, he suddenly, it's almost like a cheap animation, where it kind of he gets outlined in this bright halo of electrical fire, and he kind of goes rigid, and and all of the ice coating on him kind of incinerates instantly, because you're not sure how much voltage is going through this thing, but it's a lot. And also in reaction, the lights in the dome in fact dim, and for the briefest of seconds you can hear the air pumps stop and then start up again, because again it's just drained literally, for that split second it's drained all the power from the base.
Coffee machines butters as well.
Coffee machines not working. The hand dryer in the loser stopped. No, actually they wouldn't have them in the 60s. But anyway, so basically he goes rigid, and he's vibrating, and then literally his body just goes, and his body explodes into a mass of, well, there's basically bits of him all over the dome essentially, and so you can literally see there's bits of mud kind of dropping off the consoles, and there's a kind of an unnatural quiet, again because there was that massive the massive arcing from the power source, and again there's almost like a briefest pause where everyone kind of freezes for a second because it goes deadly quiet. But yeah, as I say, when the sort of smoke clears, then Quagmire appears to be no more. And obviously, Overlord is not too thrilled about this. Now you've still got one frame left, Kerrin, because that was basically a hand-to-hand attack that you did there. So you've still got a frame. If you want to move, or if you want to do anything else, that's up to you.
My final frame, I'd like to put my hands to my face and try and get off some of this goop that I'm probably covered in. Just
yeah, that's right. Everybody in the whole dome is kind of, it's got like a face mask on. It's got like a mud pack on now. Okay, so you clean yourself off. Okay, so right, so let's see who's next to act. Okay, so next up to act is this guy. So Worm. Now, let's have a look. What can he do?
Oh, better watch out.
You know what? I'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to run away, because basically he is the hired help, and although he can be a tricky opponent, he's just seen you lot. Well, he hasn't seen you lot actually, or let's say he's watched it on a monitor because he was keeping out of the way, and his normal way of operating is that he's basically sneaky. He tends to creep through pipes and small openings, and he'll creep up on you. So I think he was basically holding back to wait for an opportunity to kind of join the fight when the fight was being won. And having seen what you've just done to the most powerful, arguably, member of their group, he basically shrinks into a pipe and disappears. Because realistically, there is no way he's going to come and try and take you guys on, given what he's just seen. So next up, we have Micron. So Micron, he's going to have another crack at Overlord. And as I say, unfortunately for poor old Micron, he's pretty ineffectual, I think it's fair to say. So he will make an attack against Overlord because he's basically still pounding on.
Can I point out, if this was a Golden or Silver Age comic, they would really ham down the fact that teamwork wins the day in that instance.
100%, and also there'd be a thought balloon over Micron's head, going, "What do I have to do to hurt this guy?" As he's pummeling him, he's because it's ineffectually kind of pounding on the guy's armor, and I mean that the armor is pretty tough. So I'll tell you what he's going to try and do. Okay, here's what he's going to try and do. So he's as I say, he's been pummeling on this guy for the last couple of rounds of combat. Okay, so what he decides to do, he's actually gonna try and nick a trick from Ant-Man.
So shrink down and climb up his nose.
Well, it's essentially, yeah.
I thought you could say to beat his wife.
Oh, that was a whole different comic. So what he does is you see him. So Hyde, you're obviously Hyde, Captain Sonar, and phase strike, you can sort of see what he's doing. He takes an action to shrink, so he basically shrinks down. Unfortunately, that counter's not going to shrink much more than it already is, I don't think. Okay, there we go. So he shrinks down to his reduced size, which I think is it's interesting in Golden Heroes. It's I think it's a few inches, so he's not like microscopic.
He's Gold Man more or less, isn't he?
Yeah, it's. I'm just looking at the write up now because this did frustrate me when I was writing up the Freedom.
He's not Mike Rod. He's small figurine man.
Yeah, he's about the size of an insect. So so he shrinks down to the size of an insect. So he's pretty small. So he shrinks down to the size of an insect, and then what he does is he then uses his super leap. He then leaps up at Overlord, and if you remember, Overlord has got this kind of the bottom of his face is actually open. So his helmet doesn't, because he's got that excellent mustache sitting there. So he literally he shrinks down. He then leaps up into the air, and he essentially clobbers Overlord right on the nose, or right up the nose. And he is going to do. Let me see if we can hit him. So just bear with me. I'll do that. Excellent. Okay, and then he is going to do him. Oh. We didn't like that, I don't think. 2d6 of those. So 1, 2, 7, and then he also gets a bonus for leaping into combat. Yeah, so he basically strikes. He basically punches Overlord right up the nostril, and I think that hurts. I think it's fair to say. So for the first time, Overlord actually shouts out. That actually really hurt him. And in fact, if I have a look here, so he takes that down to 8. Okay, so he's very nearly at the point at which he's going to be staggered, because that attack essentially bypassed the armor, because obviously he attacks him where he's not armored. Okay, so and that takes him down there to 11. Bear with me. Okay, it only does hits to coma damage. Okay, so so that actually really hurt me. Overlord sort of goes, I'm sure he doesn't swear because it's a comic from the 80s, but he's not very happy about that. And so that's pretty good. So obviously, Micron, I say, attacks him, and he kind of drops to the ground again because he basically leapt up, punched him right in the nose, and then sort of dropped down to the ground again. But he's still in shrunken size at the moment. Right. So next up to act then is Overlord himself. Now he was all ready to carry on attacking Anorin, because he's grappling with Anorin, if you recall, who's in his dragon form. But a couple of things at play here, because first of all, he's seen that Quagmire has been effectively destroyed to all intents and purposes. Obviously, Quagmire was his number one henchman because he controlled Quagmire pretty much with his armor. And now he's just been slapped in the nose. That really hurts. So what he does is he actually tries to shoot Micron with his energy beam. He's got this vibrational energy attack. So basically, that's a weapon class 3 versus. So his weapon class 3 and Micron's DC is 6. So it's 3 versus a 6. It's got to roll. Okay. He missed him. So he's kind of randomly. He's got these. I guess they're like wrist blasters built into his armor. And he's kind of shooting at Micron, and you can see like beams of force coming out of the armor, and you can hear the deck plating of the dome is kind of vibrating. You can hear the sort of metal shrieking in protest. It's like, eh! But Micron's leaping about, and he can't actually get a bead on him, which is equally frustrating. So he's kind of cursing. He's cursing his luck at this point. and that's used up one of his. So he's going to. So he tries to shoot him. He's going to try and shoot him one more time. He's got 2 attacks he can use. Right. So this time he does actually hit him, and the energy blast does. Bear with me. So. Okay.
Gosh.
Oh, bloody hell. That's not good. So basically what's going to happen is Mike Bron is going to try and dodge him because he's leaping about. So he's got class 3 and so 1d6 to 4. Dodge modifier is a +1. So that's right. So he takes a glancing blow. So Mike Bron is hit. He's not seriously hurt, but it kind of knocks him to the ground, and he sort of lets out a bit of a groan as this thing hits him. But he just about managed to dodge the worst of it. Right. So the next person to act is going to be Jenny. So Jenny at this point is like, leave him alone. And she's because she's a norm, she only gets essentially gets like 2 frames. But she basically shoots at Overlord with a laser rifle that she's picked up off the floor. And so it is a weapon class 0 versus defense class 2. So she's not much of a chance, but she'll have a go. Excellent. She rolled a 13, so she hits him. So he doesn't like that. So she shot him with this energy beam. Now, he's got damage dividers because obviously she's hit his armor. So the armor takes the worst of it. But he kind of turns his attention to her because he's literally shouted at him and shot with a laser rifle. So the only other people left to act, so we've got this shock trooper left to act here. This guy here is going to move. So what's that? 2. He's going to move into the room here. And then this guy here, he's going to take a shot at Anorin again because he's not managed to hit him once yet. So Anorin, your defense class as a dragon, remind me, is so if you're in dragon form, I think it's 4, isn't it? I'm sure.
And it's 4 or 6. 6. Where's the asterisk?
I think it's 4 because I think the lower is the better, isn't it?
6 is normal person.
Dragon form.
Because you basically got tough skin, so you see your the 3 stars there means that the 3 that's your skin. Yeah. So defense class due to your tough skin, and he's got a weapon class 0, defense class 4, so he's got a roll over 13 to hit you. No chance. So once again, he shoots and completely misses. I mean, this guy's rubbish. He's from the exactly. He's not a shock trooper. He's a stormtrooper. This guy. So he once again puts another round into the blinking console. And once again, the console the lights kind of flicker on the console, and again you can hear this noise, this like grinding noise.
We're probably opening all the doors to the
you seem to think that the noise is coming from up here. So you can hear it sounds almost like these doors are struggling to open. So this is the if I remember rightly, which dome is that? Let me just bring up the map quickly.
It's the one that goes to where the broken vehicles are.
Yeah, it's the research dome. That's right. So you've got that's right. So you're here in the control dome, and this is essentially that's the passageway there. So this is the door here that's trying to, and it's groaning as if it's not been opened in many years. Is probably true. Ironically, you think it's the research dome that Overlord has actually been trying to get into because it's rumored, if you remember, the rumor is that that's where the Eagles have kept all of their high-tech equipment. Well, I mean, high-tech for the 1960s, but also anything they were looking into. And so that seems to be the focus of Overlord's his focus was to try and get into this dome to try and nick the secrets of the eagles. Right, so we're just coming up to quarter. So what I'm going to do, if it's all right with you guys, I'm going to take a 5-minute pause because I need to relocate. So I'm just going to go on mute, and I'll feel free to carry on chatting. I will going to move my laptop downstairs, and we will pick it up in a couple of minutes. Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
Lovely.
Alrighty.
Speak to you in a second.
Jace.
Yeah,
Sorry, mate. I forgot to wish you happy birthday the other day.
that's all right. That's no worries.
I've been out of sorts. I've been distracted by lots of stuff. But it's not like me. I normally wish happy birthday. Sorry, buddy. Did you have a good birthday?
I was working late, but yeah, it was all right.
Sounds good. Sounds good, Jace.
I had what did I do? I ended up getting a kebab from the takeaway. I had a
Nice.
kebab and then with champagne.
Both ends of the scale. Perfect.
Yeah,
Wow.
keeping it 100. Yeah.
What do you do for
champagne
work?
kebab.
Pardon?
What do you do for work?
I work for a software company.
A software company.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that clothes software, or is it?
We build technology for large companies like multinationals. So
And Jace, when you say work for, you could be the CEO, or you could be the guy that spins the cardboard sign outside.
yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere. Yeah. I'm in management in the company. Yeah.
Cool.
Or
I'm just being
cryptic?
nosy. I work for the
So-
same company as Steve. I'm just being nosy.
Oh, that's
Oh
fine.
yeah, you do, don't you? That's how you know Steve, isn't it?
Sort of. Steve knows the guy who was best man at mine and my husband's wedding. They were sort of best
Right.
mates growing up, and he at the time also worked at the same company and put us in touch. Something to do with scouts and a quiz night or something. But we're talking so many years ago, I can't even remember at this point.
Well,
So
that rings a bell because Steve, we were supposed to go to a quiz night with him to a scout hunt, but we were ill and pulled out at the very last minute.
possibly,
And
if you mentioned having someone completely rubbish on the team, then that would definitely be me. Yeah, but we're talking years and years and years ago now. Yeah, I
So
don't
that
know.
would have been a 10. Yeah, so I think that
Yeah, I'd
then
be
took
interested to know what
place
Steve
about
reckons
10
of
years
this is,
ago.
actually.
So that would actually be hilarious, in fact. If that turned out the reason you know him is because we pulled out of that scout hunt quiz because we were poorly, or Sean was poorly and couldn't go, that would be absolutely hilarious.
That'd be brilliant.
So something you need to know about Kevin is he likes to be the centre of everyone's universe.
Actually,
I
yes,
see.
yep. I
Well,
went back in
you know,
time and I
years, you
gave
can't help
Jason the
it.
job. No, I went back in time and gave Jason the job. No, I didn't.
Didn't it
So
turn out that you're my dad or something, Kevin? Isn't that right?
Whoa! That was one time at band camp. More likely to be my dad's dad. My dad is that kind of person.
That's right. We're brothers. That's what it was.
Yeah, yes, I've got at least one. I think, yeah, at least one.
So what do we think is in the research dome?
Sorry, you had to run off the front door. Went.
I know
What's
in the research zone because I've run. Yeah, I know what's in
you
there because
can't.
I've run.
You
I'm not.
already know what's in.
Hello.
Yeah, I've run this several times. So yeah, no. Hello,
You're not,
Steve.
you're not giving them all the secrets, are you?
No, but we have an interesting conundrum for you.
Yeah.
I'll let Sarah explain it.
I was asked how you and I know each other, and it's sort of work related, but I've got my memory is dreadful, but I've got this recollection that you and I first met when James Lashwood invited me to a quiz at Scout Hut
That is
many years
correct.
ago.
So
That is very- that is
that's funny
absolutely
because is that the quiz night that me and Sean couldn't go to because she was ill and we pulled out at the last minute?
No, this was a long. No, this was a long
This
time
is
ago,
a
wasn't it? So
long time ago.
Because
Well, I
I'm
say
thinking that
long, I mean-
event took place about. Is it over 10 years? Because it's about
I
10
would
years
say
ago.
so.
Because we was in Kilmead when that event happened. We were supposed. I think you were there, and we pulled out at the very last minute because Sean was ill.
Yeah.
It was just quite funny that I remember that event. And you and I Scout Hut. You're like, oh, not that, is it?
I think
Yeah, and I think it was-
I had to get a babysitter for Alex, who would have been 2 at the time, and he's 15 now.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Just one of those weird coincidences, but you're right. It was definitely Lashwood. Yeah, I do remember that because I do remember the quizzes. We did a few of those back in the day. So yeah, I think that is 100% correct.
I can't believe that you guys can all remember something you did 10 years or more ago.
I can remember one of the quiz questions was how many animals of each kind did Moses take onto the ark, and I got tripped up by it as well.
Did you think it was a trick question?
Well, yeah, because it wasn't Moses; it was Noah.
It was Noah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and I'm still not over it. This is this is how.
I'm still not over it.
Still not over it.
I thought it was Frodo.
Yeah, no, it might have been Frodo. It was one of the hobbits, I'm sure. But no, it's that's exactly right. No, I do remember that. Because I know Jim's gone off into ministry, hasn't he, Sarah? He's,
yeah, he has. Yeah,
and an Eastbourne, is that right?
Yep.
I think it's an Eastbourne.
Yep, seaside somewhere. I haven't been to visit him since he's moved. But yeah, he was heading off to the seaside. I know that.
Yeah, it was
Ministry of Sound.
a good lad. No, the other kind.
No, ministry.
Oh,
the actual ministry, not Ministry of Sound.
Of magic. Yay!
And not the Ministry of Magic. No, not that one either. Okay.
Silly walk. I'm here all week.
It might be silly walks. It might be silly walks. Right, cool. So we're back in the room. So we got to the end of that round basically, if I remember rightly. So So anyway, Overlord is in some issue here because again he's kind of totally outnumbered. So let's see. So okay, fine. So why don't one of you give me a roll for initiative again, please? So that's a D10. Oh, that's hard to beat.
That'll do.
I'm going for I got 7. So difference in frames there is 3. So 2 frames. So you guys get 2 frames in advance. Now, I am going to deal with these guys in a minute. But okay. So once again, go around the order. So because you've got initiative order. So Captain Sonar, you are in the driving seat. You have the opportunity to act. So what would you like to do?
I am going to ultrasonic blast him in the face.
Cool. Right, yeah, nice and straightforward. That's what I like. Okay, so what you need to do is he is going to be. So let's have a look. Your weapon, ultrasonic attack, is a weapon class 3, and Mr. Overlord, wherever he is, has got a defense class of 2. So you've got weapon class 3, DC 2. So you need to roll, essentially it's a 10 or better. Now let me just have a little look, because he is obviously restrained. So yeah, okay, so you actually get, this is good, you get a +4 because he is still grappled by Anorin, so you get a +4 to your strike roll. So essentially you only need to roll a 6 or better to hit him. and that's a D20. Perfect. Right, so you hit him with your ultrasonic blast. Now, again, ultrasonic blast is an energy attack, which does. So again, 15d6 over 5. So this is the first time you've used this attack in this combat, I believe. So again, you can choose how many dice you want to put into it, up to a maximum of 10. If it were me, I would do that. Yeah, fine. So again, and I would put most of it into hits to coma, because his hits to coma are not very good at the moment. And also he gets his armor is not his armor. I think the dividers are reduced by 2 for energy attacks, if I remember rightly. So basically, yeah. So if you give me 8 dice for the hits to coma, and then we'll see what we do with that. And then just give me the total. So 7, 12. Keep going.
21.
21. Okay, so he gets a damage divider. So his damage dividers are down by reduced. So he's got damage divider of 5. That's reduced by 2 down to 3. So that takes it down. It's basically 7 points of damage. Now the good news is that is enough to knock him out. That reduces him down to well, essentially he's stunned. It reduces him down to 2 hits to coma, and that is enough to stun him. So again, in Golden Heroes, you have two figures. You've got a staggered and a stun. And stun means he is stunned, surprisingly. So yeah, so he's down to 1 hits to coma. So basically, what that means for him, when you stun somebody, what that means is that it means they cannot move, and any attacks they may try and carry out are at a -5. However, he is restrained and he is essentially knocked out. Like I say, he's not really going to be able to put up much of a fight, and he's certainly not going to be able to break out of any sort of grapple with Honorin at this point. So once his head sort of lolls, if you like, Honorin, you feel him go slack in your grasp. He's clearly not resisting you anymore. And the shock trooper here basically throws his weapon down and raises his arms. This is, "I surrender, I surrender." And yeah, Overlord is restrained for now. Now, this guy here has. I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit, because again, I know technically we're not in initiative order, but because the combat sort of ended at this point, this guy also surrenders. Jenny sort of sticks the gun in his sort of face. He's like, "Get on the ground," and you can sort of Overlord sort of drops to the floor if you release him. Now, while you're doing this, the noise from this dome at the top here, that noise has got louder. You can hear the doors kind of grinding, and it seems as if these doors are struggling to open. But again, you can hear the noise of the motor, kind of groaning and screeching. And as you're gathering yourselves, the door finally begins to open, and as the door opens, there's a waft of hot air comes rushing in through that doorway. All of you kind of turn to the door in reaction to this, because again, you've heard this. You thought this conflict was over. The door opens, and as you look, you can see like a bright light coming from within the corridor beyond the door, and I'm going to show you an image of what you see. I'm going to read you a little bit of text. Okay, so this is another bit. This is one of Ant's bit of artwork for this. So thanks to Ant if he's listening, which I'm sure he will be at some point. So through the bulkhead from the research dome comes an indescribable horror beyond imagination. It's like all of Hades crammed into one flaming, sulphurous, demonic form. As it moves, the metal plates within 2 meters of it glow white hot and melt. The creature reeks of pure malice, and it is a wonder that any of you can stay conscious in the intense heat that it is generating. In a voice like 1,000 furnaces crying out in protest, it speaks. Long, long, long have I waited release. It took the combined might of 1,000 civilizations to capture and incarcerate me before. But you pathetic constructs of matter that you are, you keep me here, trapped beneath the seas of a world I should despoil in a day. That I should be sent here, the one planet with an abundance of the only matter which can bind me, is a punishment I had not anticipated. You have kept me bound, man-things, too long, too long. Now I sense that you have a vessel strong enough to bear my form to the surface of this accursed matter you call the sea, to the civilization you hold so dear. Say farewell, man-things. This day of my long, long-awaited release shall be the last day you or your race shall ever see. Oh, that was dramatic. I was veering into Yoda a bit there as well, so I had to. Right. So one thing. So first thing. So basically, this is essentially this creature looks like it is made of fire. And as I say, as it comes in, as it's come into this dome, you feel this wave of heat over you. And I need all of you to make I'm going to get you to make essentially a fear check, because this thing is emitting a field of emotion such to terrify the strongest of you. So the way this works is, I'm going to go around the room, and it's going to basically what it's doing is it's making a mental attack against you. Okay. So what I need to do is, it's gone here, dear me. So let's have a look. So what's that? And okay. Right, so I need each of you to make an ego roll. So if you look at your, so when I say an ego roll, what I mean is, you're going to roll a d20. So if I'll go down I'm going to go down the list if that's okay. So Captain Sonar first of all. So if you roll me a d20 and add 7 to it, first of all.
20.
So you get a 20, okay. And right, so Hyde, if you want to do the same. So your ego, roll me a d20. So, and your ego that's 24. Okay, and then Anorin, do the same for me. So, so your ego is 13, and then just roll a d20 and add that to it as well, please.
Bloody hell, 13.
So
what?
that's
24.
24, and then
is it anything you can't do?
Last, yeah, apparently plastering's not his thing. And then okay, so and then finally Face Strike. If you could give me a d20 roll, please. So that's 14 and
20.
6. That's a 20. Okay, great. Right. So fortunately, so although you are all shaken to your core by the sight of this thing, this being, whatever this is, you get this sense that this thing is not of this realm, of this plane. It inspires in you rabid terror on an instinctive level. However, you've all managed to kind of hold on to your composure enough that you don't turn and run, essentially. Now, obviously, this dude here, our friend, the So our friend, this guy, he runs screaming from the room because he was close to it. Actually, let me just bear with me a second. I want to see if I've got. I can't remember if I put a token in there for it. I think I did. If not, I'll use the image. No, I don't think I did. Okay, I'll just use that image then. That works for me. Right. Yeah. So this thing is it's sort of up here, and again, I'm going to make it a bit bigger because it's pretty big as well. Yeah. So essentially, this guy's just run screaming from the room. He's clearly lost his, there's no pretense of anything other than to get the hell out of there. And similarly, this guy retreats back. He's not as close to it, obviously, but everybody in the dome feels this presence. Now, Micron is again. He seems less affected by it. You just hear him sort of say, "Oh no," under his breath when he sees this. He sort of returns to his normal size. I'm going to move Overlord just out of the way just because he's unconscious for now anyway. So Micron just sort of goes, "Oh no," and you get the impression that this creature is not a surprise to him. Even Jenny, who seems to be a brave sort, she's sort of backed up against this pillar here, and is cowering on the floor. And anyway, so this thing enters the room. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a moment's pause. We're going to roll for initiative again. So if one of you guys would like to give me a D10 roll, then I'll do the same. Okay. 3. Okay, that's great. Good for you. So that's a 6.
Good for you. Say that again, Steve, but with a bit more enthusiasm. Good for you.
Good for you. Well done. Good for you. So you get 3 frames in advance. Right. So this creature is, as I say, it's moved into the dome, and you can, as I say, from the description, you can see that literally the heat this thing's giving off is intense. The floor plates are kind of buckling under the heat, and is that the flame? Is that a fire extinguisher?
I thought there was some fire extinguishers about somewhere.
If only you hadn't used the fire extinguisher on the other guy.
I know.
Now, I think you realise that the fire this guy's putting off is not going to be really bothered by a fire extinguisher. It's all that you can do. It's all that you can do to kind of even look at this thing. It's as I say. Luckily, if any of you had rolled under a 20, then you would have run screaming from the a 20 in total, I should say, because you didn't all roll a 20, but that. Because you got 20 as a result. If any of you had rolled under that, you would have been running screaming out of this dome as well, because this thing is this is like Lovecraftian horror. It's again, I can't overestimate how bad news this guy is. Anyway, on that note, what would you like to do? Run away?
I think I want to shout out. My instinct is to flood this place.
Yeah, I think we should just get back in the submarine and shoot it with torpedoes so that he just gets flooded.
Yeah. Can we torpedo the dome?
Exactly.
You certainly can.
Let's go.
Right.
Hi.
Do we want to?
Submarine.
Steve, I want to take Overlord with us. So is he? I'm strong enough to lift him, right?
100%. Yeah. You can grab him. So. Right, cool. So what we can do is then let's have a little go around the table. Okay, I take it. So therefore, none of you are going to try and attack him.
I think Micron said he wanted to, and I push him forward.
Why don't you try that? Why don't you try that growing into combat trick on this guy, mate? And he's like, I think I'll pass. Go up his nose. Only one problem with that. He doesn't have a nose, but okay, fine. So the way this is going to work then is
dash.
So, yep. So we'll go down the table, and we'll move. So right, Captain Sonar. So you have got 3 frames in. So you've got 3 frames. So that your movement, I believe, is 5 meters. So each frame you can move 5 meters. So you can basically move what's that? 7 squares, 7 and a bit, 7.5 squares. So if you just want to move yourself as you see fit.
Per frame?
No, it's 5 meters per frame, but each square is 2 meters. So over the course of 3 frames, what's that? 3, that's 15 meters. So that will be 7 and a bit squares. So if you want to move yourself 7 squares in the direction, and obviously you can see the squares marked out on the grid there. So yeah, that's it. Perfect. Right. So you kind of overtake this dude. Right. Perfect. So you move over to there.
When I run past, I sort of shove my hand back into his face, pushing him back.
Yeah.
He starts crying.
Yeah, he's kind of this guy's kind of whimpering because he's so traumatized that he actually can't open the airlock doors. So he's kind of futilely sort of scraping with his bare fingers at this door. So you can push him out of the way.
I'm not that callous. As I run past, I say, "Hurry up! Come with us." I'll press the button.
Okay. So next phase strike. You're next. What would you like to do? I take it. Are you going to do the same?
Yes, but can I grab Jenny's hand to make sure that she's coming with us?
Yeah, 100%. So your movement is 6 meters. So again, you can move 18 meters in. So what's that? 9 squares. But let's say, so if you, so it'll take you 2 squares to get to. Yeah. So basically, if you want to, you go sort of 1. So that's 4 meters, and then 1, 2. Yeah. So you're basically all going to end up in here. But you grab, stick yourself in there. Grab Jenny there. Next round, you'll get the doors. You get that door open. You can move on. Jenny's with you. So she's not.
This plane dude can run like 100 meters around or something.
We'll get there.
The
teleportation power can be useful in these situations. So Jenny's, she's not catatonic or anything, but she's struggling not to look over her shoulder at this thing. Right. So next up is Honorin. So Honorin, you're up here. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go last.
Okay, you're going to hold your action. Fine. So right, hide your neck. So again, if you just want to move yourself to wherever you want to be. So again, your movement is, I believe, again, you've got super speed, of course. So you can actually move. I mean, to be honest, though, you're all going to end up in that ante room because until the airlock doors open. So you can just clear that distance and get yourself over there as well. And you take Overlord with you.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
So so you're all kind of over here. So get that bloody door open.
Yeah.
So Micron will reluctantly, he sort of okay, so okay, I've got a thought.
Come on,
okay,
Ronnie.
Micron that did make me laugh when I heard that back and you said, does he go by Mike or Ron? Okay, so he actually holds back from he's gonna hold back. Now this dude is just literally again just runs up to join you. So you're all here. Right, so
I think
you two are next.
I help him in and make room for him.
Yeah. I mean that room is big enough to hold all of you. It looks a bit tight there, but it is big enough for you all to get in. Right, so Honorin, I'm going to let you go because Micron is holding back, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But I want to see what you want to do first. So
I am going to do 2 things.
Yeah.
So I believe that there's still water in the sprinkler system of the dome, so I'm going to punch the fire extinguisher, the big fire alarm button, using luck, and then I'm going to fly at full speed and smash my way out of the dome above me. So as everyone is in the airlock, they'll be protected when the water smashes in.
Okay. I like it.
What with me being immortal, I got a good chance in dragon form to smash through the dome and flood it with water.
I mean, I would say that you are immortal, but you're not invulnerable. So you could potentially drown. You won't die of old age. But having said that, I mean, you're prepared for. I mean, look again. If you're going to prepare for it, and also you can turn intangible. Have you got intangibility? Is that right?
I've got invisibility and I've got astral projection.
Superpowers. Oh, so you could go into astral form, and that would you'd be unaffected. Oh, mind you, your body would stay behind, wouldn't it?
It would stay behind.
But again,
but the cold water would turn me into a hypothermic state. So
to be fair, we can worry about that in a minute. Okay, so let's come back.
I meant to grab Fostrom's gun to freeze the dome as I'm going up to smash it, but I meant to do that. I forgot to ask for the gun as he ran off. Anyway, so luck percentage for the sprinkler to buy me a few moments of time. So under 39%.
Why don't you? Bear with me a second. So why don't you? Just give me 1 second. Yeah. So let's say that if you want to make a roll for your, so it's 39%, isn't it? So if you want to make a roll, first of all, let's see whether that.
Yes. Oh, have some of that.
That's a 10.
Yes.
10. It's 100, 10. Isn't it? You need 100.
So 15. So it's under 39%.
Okay, fair enough.
Sprinklers go off.
So miraculously. Miraculously, what happens here is that. So you again. So just for those of you not clear, so Kevin has this ability, this unconscious probability manipulation means that these things just tend to happen. So so by some complete fluke, the fire suppression system, actually it's probably not a complete fluke, because bearing in mind this thing is letting off a hell of a lot of heat. So the fire suppression system suddenly kicks in, and all around the dome, these I guess the luck comes into play in that these like 20-year-old this 20-year-old system hasn't stopped functioning. And sure enough, the sprinkler system comes on, and the entire room starts being doused with seawater, because basically what it's doing is it's pulling seawater in, and it is dousing it. And this creature gives off an insane shriek of agony, something like none of you have ever heard, and hope never to hear ever again.
Like when you get a paper cut.
Exactly like
really
that.
Painful. Yeah, I empathise.
A really,
that scream.
really bad paper cut. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's nasty.
This thing actually, it begins to retreat because the water is only going off in the dome, and obviously the air begins to fill with steam, because where this seawater is hitting this creature, the heat this thing's radiating is like literally turning into steam. So the room begins to fog up, and then this thing begins to back off. It actually begins to back off into the corridor, because that's its refuge. It's taking refuge away from the water. Now, as this is going on, so he's going to lose. He's got no action he can take, because he has to, on an instinctive, on a core level, has to get away from the seawater, because the seawater, as you rightly surmised, it wasn't that much of a secret, but as you rightly surmised, the only thing that's been keeping this creature in check is the seawater around it.
He's basically told us that.
He literally told you that. Yeah, because he's a bragging supervillain, and he can't help but give away his weakness. And he literally is retreating because he can't do anything else apart from get away from the source of this agony, which
he's going back into the corridor, is he?
So Micron shouts to you. He says, if we can seal the doors, then we can flood the tunnel, and we can finish this thing once and for all.
Is Micron at human size or small size?
He's normal size. So he's literally run over to this console, which again, admittedly, is in a bit of a state because this is where idiot shock trooper had shot it several times.
Okay, so
he sort of says to you, he says, look, keep it. He says, if we can force it back into the tunnel, then I can isolate the tunnel and we can flood the tunnel and we can finish this thing for good. Okay?
I had a vision of him being small and me picking him up, throwing him at the door controls, and him going back to full size, smashing the door controls and then shutting them.
The only thing, he can close the door from that panel. However, what you could do is you could get, because don't forget, Hyde has got super speed, so Hyde could, in theory, it's up to you how you want to play it. I mean, basically, this thing isn't going to take an action because he cannot take an action until he's away from the seawater, right? Like, he has to retreat from it.
So whilst we don't have a water gun, we have Frostrom's frost gun, which is cold water, very similar. It's creating cold. It's cybernetic cold-based attacks.
And I'll tell you what you could do. Okay, here's
ice skaters. It's water.
And don't forget, Captain Sonar it's a vibrational power, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ultrasonic attack. So I would argue that if Captain Sonar were to maybe shoot his beam at the frost beam, then the vibration from the ultrasonics could actually could agitate the molecules of the ice and turn it back into water.
So if I shout to Hyde, grab Brostrom's gun and fire it at the door while Sonar hits the ice, converting it back to water, because we want it push him just back to into the corridor. That's probably the best I can do.
We're not going to go.
What I can do is I've got
we're
one.
We're not going to go into a combat round here because basically, again, at the moment, this guy can't do anything. So yeah, outline the plan and we'll go with it.
So Hyde's got super speed. So I'm going to So essentially, I'm going to cast speed on Sonar, so that both of them have got the same speed. And if one of them uses the gun on the corridor, the other one, as you say, can agitate the. So Sonar can agitate the frost and turn it into water, creating just enough spurt of water to push it back, shut the doors, and then we get the scuttlebutt. And we crash through the corridor on the outside, sinking.
You don't even need to do that, because what Micron's telling you is he can actually flood the tunnel.
Oh, if he can flood the tunnel. So I'm
going to cast. The tunnel, the door's closed, he can actually flood the tunnel.
Cast speed on Sonar while shouting, "Bring Frostrom's gun," and we'll push it back into the corridor.
Okay, so Sonar, you feel your body sort of, you feel this. He basically casts this spell on you, and you can feel the effect of it. And yes, so you essentially gain super speed. As I say, we're not in a combat round at the moment because he's not fighting you because he can't do anything else. So if you want to position yourself, he's off down to the submarine, and the submarine is gone. Brilliant. So, okay, so, right, so, and also phase strike, what would you like to do? So, Jenny and the other two shock troopers are just going to stay cowering in the airlock anteroom, but you can still act. So what would you like to do?
So I would like to work on the doors to try and get us a bit further along towards the submarine.
Yeah, that's perfect. Right, cool. So what we'll do then is
I'm imagining they're not just going to open. I don't know.
No, the doors should be fine because the doors should be fine because again they're not getting damaged or anything. So it's just that it's like a spinny wheel affair to open the hatch to get you out. So
I can't do much. I can do a spinny wheel.
Perfect. So what we'll say then is you're going to take care of these. So I mean, Overlord is unconscious. These guys are kind of clustered in here with you. So we'll say that you're going to work on getting out.
Yeah.
And now again, these guys here, I'm going to assume have actually headed back to the submarine pen because again, they haven't been much. They haven't done anything. So I was going to say they're not there. So they've moved back to the submarine pen. So I'm going to say you're going to spend your time getting them through. You're basically going to get them to safety. Now, we'll assume that when those troopers arrived at the submarine, they've been taken into custody by the crew of the submarine, because as we know, Captain and his guys were kind of supportive of you, so they've just taken them into custody. So so you've got a clear run back to the sub, right? So and what we'll do is we'll move you guys. So we'll just assume that you're gonna shift over here. We'll leave Overlord is between you and Jenny. You sort of grab Overlord as well and get him out of there.
Yeah. Grab a leg each.
Right. So I think, Kevin, you said that Hyde is going to
shoot.
So
shoot with the frost gun.
Yeah, because the pair of you got super speed, which means you'll both get here much quicker. So we're thinking that the super gun, because he was an ice skater, it's ice based, and it creates water. Yeah,
exactly. So my thinking is that, again, you shoot the ice at the door, it will send the frost beam, and then if Captain Sonar then hits it with his power, because the ultrasonic power is like vibrating the air molecules, then I think it's reasonable in a comic book sciencey way that, because obviously, water is simply another form of ice. The act of the ultrasonic beam on the ice will then turn it back into water, because it's the molecules in the ice are being vibrated, and they then basically turn back into water. So it seems like a pretty comic booky explanation to me, if you guys agree.
Yeah,
I'm on board.
Perfect.
Yep.
So what I'm going to say then is, relatively speaking, what we're going to say, so this guy's back in here now. He's now back in the tunnel, okay, and he is kind of, you can see that he's kind of taken a pause, because he's now out of the fire suppression system. Okay, so he's kind of like, and he's getting himself, getting angry again. Now, basically, I want Hyde and both of you guys to just make a roll of d20, as long as you don't roll a 1, because again, he's a big target. Okay, so you can't miss him really at this range. So Hyde, you fire the frost gun at him, and he kind of snarls at you and says, "Your time will come, man thing." As you're shooting ice at him, and he's not like, as he doesn't like it, but of course it's ice. So then, Sonar, if you want to then do the same, give me a d20, as long as you don't roll a 1. Excellent. So you then shoot your vibrational power, and as you do this, the stream of ice coming from Froststorm's cannon actually turns into a stream of water, and this thing sort of snarls at you, and he backs back into the tunnel. And as that happens, Micron, you can see, he's ripped open the control panel, and he's kind of pulled wires out of it, and he's going. He says, "I hope you brought your trunks with you." And he brings these wires together, and the pressure doors slam closed. And he then reaches over to another control and slams a lever, and you hear this rushing of water. The whole base seems to rumble as the vast pressure of this water comes coursing into this tunnel, and you just hear this unearthly scream, which seems to permeate the entire base. Even those on the submarine can hear this thing shrieking. And after a minute or so, the sound dissipates, and Micron looks at a display, and he turns to you. He sort of slumps to the floor, and he says, "The tunnel's fully flooded. That thing is finally gone." And so well done to you guys for picking up on the not so subtle clues, but there is no way on earth that you could fight that thing. If it had got up and running, then I think that running away was a very sensible move. So basically, as you sort of gather yourselves, and again, I guess you're all subconsciously waiting for this thing to do. But he says no. He says, "Look, the tunnel's flooded, and he says we'll leave. Let's just leave it for now." And he I guess Face Right comes back. You've sort of explained to the captain on the submarine to stand by, and obviously that he's put the shock troopers and Overlord as well has been restrained, and he's had his armor removed. More importantly, and when he comes round, you can imagine he's going to be pretty unhappy. But he's safely locked up along with his shock troopers. And as you things calm down a bit, I guess you can first order. It depends what you want to do. So there's a few things you can do here. So you can contact Dice. You can just talk to Micron and try and understand what's happened here. It's up to you. What would you like to do?
From my backpack, I produce 4 sacks, and I say, "Right, lads, let's pillage the place."
I think I need a debrief.
Oh! One thing we do need to do is, where is the pipe that Worm went down?
No, don't worry about that. Yeah. Let's just shoot the place with torpedoes.
Yeah, we could destroy it.
Worm has probably
come down and dig this fire dude out. Let's just blow it up.
Worm has probably he's probably in the base somewhere. But there's every chance he may even have slid into the same tunnel that just got flooded, so that wouldn't be good for him. But okay, so you can decide if you want to do that. That's fine. But I want to tell you something. So Micron explains to you that basically what had happened was that. Give me 1 second. I've got a little image here for you. So that years ago, apparently a meteor or something had fallen to Earth. So it was back in 1964. So that was back when the Eagles were operating, and they had essentially eliminated most, certainly superpowered crime. And one day, however, because the Eagles they would normally check in with the government agencies or whatever. And one day there was no message was received. And essentially what happened was they'd been called out to investigate a meteor which had crashed to Earth, flattening a village in the home counties somewhere. And the initial reports had described it as translucent with a globe from within. And basically the Eagles had transported the meteor to their undersea base for investigation, and essentially that creature that was what was contained within that meteor, he'd basically been essentially banished from his home dimension, let's say, and had been sent here and had been sent to Earth because of the one element that could restrain him is plentiful on Earth, which is water. And you assume that maybe the meteor had been aimed at the ocean and had just missed essentially, and it had landed on ground. And it had when it had awoken, basically they trapped it by flooding the originally they basically flooded part of the base to keep it restrained, but most of the Eagles were actually killed in the battle. So some of the Eagles that you may not have, well, Kevin knows some of them, but basically there was let me think, it was Triplex, wasn't it, Kevin?
Triplex and Howitzer were dead in the dome. No mention whether John Bull or Plasma were dead in the dome, or Hex, but certainly Howitzer and Triplex bodies are in the dome. What's missing is the Eagle wing.
Yeah, so the Eagle wing was the Eagle's kind of vehicle. Triplex was actually identical triplets with telepathy, but she'd been slain by the horror, as it was called, and Howitzer was originally was like a World War II hero. And as Kevin says, there were some other Eagles, but basically the Eagles had essentially disappeared. and that thing's been in the base ever since. And Micron had tried to find a normal life. Again, as we said earlier on, he was never he wasn't like a full Eagle. He was a kind of a affiliate member. And actually Jenny was his wife, although she looks younger than him, but she's not, she's not like, she's not like a child, but she's certainly younger than him. And Protector had been essentially driven mad by the whole incident. And so, but Micron now believes that because basically what happened was when the Eagles had disappeared, when there was no message from the Eagles base, basically Protector had appeared in the middle of London and had gone berserk. He literally just appeared to teleport or appeared out of thin air, and he'd basically gone through a whole divisions of troops, and essentially they'd had to knock him out with knockout gas from helicopters to take him out. And since then he's been incarcerated, which is, as you know, because he was being moved from secure facilities. And basically the government and the world governments had then decided to quarantine the Eagle's Nest. They'd literally gone through all official records and removed its location from records, and had decided that whatever was down there was best left well alone. And as I say, the any of the Eagles who had survived were not heard from again, and it was assumed that they'd either been killed or had gone into retirement. And again, that was almost exactly 20 years ago. So anyhow, Micron is Micron tells you this story, and again, things begin to calm down a bit. And he then he says, "Well, listen, I'll meet you at the sub," and he leaves. He goes off to find Jenny, basically, because again, she's his wife, and he's probably pretty tired. So the rest of you are in the base, and you can have a chat about what you want to do. Basically, you're all together in the base. So I mean, your options are, as you say, I guess your options are. So I will tell you that the horror has been destroyed. So I'm not going to trick you with some, it's just hiding. No, it's been, the seawater has killed it. And so your options are, you can destroy the base, as you say, even if the submarine that you came in isn't powerful enough, the Royal Navy can destroy the base. They can send a submarine to destroy the base. It might be that you decide it's for the best. Also, there is the option that you could, of course, adopt the base, because now that the horror has been removed, although the base would require repair, certainly the vehicle, obviously you'd have to drain out the passageway, and the research dome, which is where it was being kept, is probably trashed. And if you remember, the vehicle dome was also flooded, wasn't it? The
vehicle dome's got a hole in. Research dome, he was just trapped in there.
That's right. So, but again, that's something you could consider. It's likely that DICE would be open to that, because again, you've certainly proved your worth to this point. There might be some discussion, but again, you can consider your options at this point. Now, you're all sitting around and having this conversation about what to do. So, as I say, you've now got the base to yourselves. You've had a little quick look around, and again, there's some superficial damage. Again, this console over here is pretty trashed, because not only did it get shot several times, but also Micron kind of ripped the wiring out of it, and obviously and also Hyde pulled out that elephant trunk of a power lead. But other than that, the base is, it's structurally, apart from the damage we've talked about, it's relatively okay.
Just testing the super speed out.
I reckon lick of paint and we can sort it right out.
Lick of paint.
Lick of paint.
Come on,
Fine.
Who doesn't want an underwater base?
Who doesn't want underwater? Now, while you're talking, so you're sitting around, and as you're talking, all of a sudden there is there's a whoosh of air, or it seems like air being displaced. And as you're looking around the base, suddenly a silver sphere literally appears in front of you.
Oh my God.
Awesome. Fucking awesome.
Kevin knows what this is. So as you're standing in you're standing in this room, like I say, you just literally have been having a conversation about this, and suddenly this sphere appears in front of you, and as you watch, this sphere it seems to change shape, and it turns into like a book-size object, like a metallic block which has an oily sheen on it, and it bizarrely has a carrying handle on the top. And as you are sort of
Beacon
taken
spell.
aback by this thing, are you all seeing this thing?
Yeah.
Can you see this? You suddenly hear
ominous disco ball.
you hear a voice, and it seems to be that this voice is in your head. It seems telepathic. And it says, "I am Unit 54BG. Good day. Please stand by for an important announcement." And after a few seconds, another voice popped into your head. And it seems to be that of an older woman. So whereas the other voice was sounded almost like a computer voice, this sounds like a mature woman. And the voice says, "Please do not be alarmed. This box is an organic computer and time machine. I am recording message in our year 3936 by your reckoning. This is 8457 AD. Our civilization is fighting for its survival against a foe determined to extinguish all life. A year ago, we discovered a time travel technique which brought most of our recent victories, but the enemy has captured a machine and duplicated our method. We have detected an enemy robot traveling down when past your era and believe it's terminated its journey in the recent past, probably at the end of your last century. Our machines are capable of such a journey, but no human could withstand the contra-evolutionary pressure it would entail. A mindless ape would reach the 19th century. However, if you are willing to accept this mission, the short journey would involve only a little discomfort. We cannot tell you what the enemy intends, but suspect some subtle interference with human evolution or progress. If you wish to help us, the computer will control your passage to the 19th century and help locate and destroy our enemy. Remember, fate of your own era may very well be at stake, as well as ours." And then there is a pause, and then there is another there is another kind of swirl of this object, and this figure appears in front of you.
Benjamin.
It's literally a 4-foot tall image of a cartoon mouse appears next to the box, dressed in an approximation of a superhero costume and cloak, and it says, "Hi again. I'm Unit 54, but please call me Benji. I hope we're going to enjoy working together. Can I ask you one question? I've read about all of your adventures. Can I just ask, has the thing with the bear happened yet?"
I clap my hands in delight.
It says,
"The thing with the bear." I search through my memory. Not with me.
The bear.
We haven't found the bear yet. We're still looking.
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bear what?
Yeah, good question. My program may be slightly inaccurate on the exact time of the occurrence of that. I must be careful not to reveal anything which might give away future events which could change the flow of time. Anyway, I'm sure hoping we're going to enjoy working together. As soon as you're ready, we can begin a time jump. And that is, I think, where we will pause it for tonight. I think we've got to a good point to finish it. I know we're a bit early, but we've covered a lot tonight. So you are left standing in the eagle's nest with a 4-foot cartoon mouse standing in front of you. His cape billowing improbably, even though there's no obvious airflow, but his cape is still billowing as he's standing there. Anyone got any questions?
Why would we, Steve?
I've no idea. So just to sort of fill you in a little bit. So we finished Legacy of Eagles. So obviously Legacy of Eagles was the scenario that wraps up with the horror. Again, kudos for that. I mean, again, it was a pretty obvious way to finish in, but that's how it's written. And again, you know, I guess you could have taken him on in a fight, but it wouldn't have well. So totally made the right decision there. And so what we're doing now is this is now moving into one of the White Dwarf adventures. As I said when we started all this, my plan was always to run through the published material, which includes not only the couple of published scenarios, but also there was a few done in White Dwarf magazine as well. So that's what this is essentially. But it seemed to fit in pretty well with the whole appearing in the base thing, because the adventure literally begins. So I quite like the fact that it's a time travel thing. So you just had one massive thing, and this thing suddenly pops in. Maybe its coordinates are a little bit inaccurate, but anyway, seemed like a good place to throw this one in. And yeah, I think this adventure could be quite some fun. I don't know how much Kevin remembers of it. I won't ask him to chip in, but yeah, this will take you some fun places.
This kicked in a huge Shadow 5 campaign.
Yeah,
ending in Merthyr Tydfil. and
well,
trapping.
I'm not planning to end it in Merthyr Tydfil, but you never know. Anyway, like I say, guys, I mean, we did
Wales next week, so I might end up in Merthyr Tydfil.
So the only thing I will say is I ran this at a convention, and then a couple of years later I ran a game in which we were chucking players between two tables with me and Simon, and that team I sent back into time to watch the first team run through this adventure, and ironically 2 players that had played in the previous adventure were on the table to play in the next adventure, and it took them about half an hour to realise they were essentially watching themselves do this adventure. It's hilarious. For me, not for anyone else. I just it's hilarious.
Anyway, so like I say,
Benji?
yeah, but I thought Benji's cool. And like I say, that's again good. Thank ChatGPT for that one. It's it did a very good job of creating a cartoon mouse for me, so that was fun. But like I say, this was a good one. So yeah, you did great, guys. Because like I say, we wrapped that adventure up, and we'll go straight into this one. This one's obviously a bit shorter, but well, it might. Who knows? It might not be. I don't know. But like I say, I wanted to again keep up the comic book vibes, keep things moving from one encounter to another. You know, you don't always get a bit of downtime. What I will do before the next or before the next session is I will go through and update. I plan to update the character sheet, the experience stuff on the back of the sheet, which again I know we're not really leaning into at the moment, but I will. These are campaign ratings, so I will go through those and try and update those before the next session and upload them onto the website just so that it's up to date. Even though, like I say, we're not really leaning into it. And again, the good thing is you're going from, like I say, straight into another mission basically. So and you know, time travel's fun, right? So good. Other than that, anyone got anything? Sorry, go on, Kevin.
So the Eagle's Nest. The design is loosely based on the Liberator from Blake 7.
Correct, yeah.
That's deliberate.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me.
That's deliberate.
And like I say, you've got yourselves you could potentially have yourselves a nice. I mean, the interesting thing is, although it's a cool base, it's not like super high tech because again, it's 20 years old, so it would
all the decent
cool,
stuff's flooded.
Yeah. And again, there's always time, and I enjoyed throwing in the thing about the bear as well because that'll be something I'll have to refer to again and again. I suspect, and who knows? Maybe one day you'll find the bear. You never know. Unless anyone's got anything else, I guess we'll wrap it up there. Thanks again for turning up. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed that. It went really well. And again, I'm really digging this stuff, so I really appreciate you for sharing it with me, and I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, well, Steve, I want to say on behalf of everyone that we really appreciate the amount of work you put in. It's not easy running a game again and again and again.
Yeah, well,
thanks for that. I know you like it, but there's still a lot of work, and we do appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank you.
Definitely.
Well, ChatGPT makes everything easier, apparently. I've had a lot of fun with that. I mean, I know we've been talking about it on the old. Actually, Kerrin, this will make you laugh as well. So, I shared my book, my character book with Russell.
Yeah.
And he sent me back 4 pages of notes on the things about.
4 pages. That classic Russell.
That's exactly what I said. And to be fair, I spoke to him about it because I sent it to him and he said he came back and it's everything from so right, the logo's too big. I don't like the logo on the front. That needs to be moved. That's too big. That doesn't look like that. I don't like the font. I don't like that. The drop shadow's too much. You need to change the drop shadow. You need to justify that text. That needs to go. And I was like, okay, I'm going to ignore most of this because I'm not spending another 6 months changing things just to please Russell. But I did say to him, I did genuinely appreciate him making the effort
though,
to.
right?
Do you know what I mean? He made an effort, and I said, look, I really appreciate you. I said, I wouldn't have, Russell, I said, I wouldn't ask for feedback because I know if I ask you for feedback, you'll give me feedback and I'm probably not going to like it. But I just thought you'd find that amusing because, like you say, that's classic Russ. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send you the notes just for a laugh because I nearly wept, and then I kind of went, nah, it's fine because again, I did it to please me, not him. But you know, I know what you're getting with Russ. If you are asking for feedback, you know what you're getting. So
you're going to get it. You'll get full pages.
Because I said to him, I said, "Oh, everybody else said, oh, it's really cool." I said, "You've given me like 4 pages of criticism." He said, "Well, you did ask." I went, "No, I asked. I'm not denying that." So anyway, yeah. So I thought that made me smile. Good. Anyway, listen, everyone. Thanks very much. As always, great to hang out with you. And if you get to see Superman, I hope we all enjoy it. If you don't, we'll spoil the hell out of it next time, I'm sure. And I think on that note, I'll let you go. But Kev, could you hold back for a minute? Because I just had a bit of Golden Heroes gossip to spread. Unless I don't suppose the rest of you that bothered, but I'll fill you in just on something that happened this week. But other than that, I'll say thanks everyone and see you next time.
Lovely. Nice to speak to you.
Have a nice evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.